Hey everyone, welcome back to Sandro Says for a last video in between parts 1 and parts 2 of Season 5 for Stranger Things. Please leave a like on this video if you want to see all the reviews and reactions to episodes 5, 6, 7, and the finale in the next couple weeks. Alright, so I have been compiling some of the absolute craziest theories of what's going to happen, or some potential plot points, or some potential answers as we go into the end of the show here. So I'm going to go through them, and I'm going to basically rate them from pretty unlikely in my opinion, possible, or pretty likely. Alright, so let's just go from the top here in the order that I have my notes. 11 is the Sarah Connor character. Like Sarah Connor, whatever her name is, Linda Hamilton, her character with the helmet hair is 11 from the future, I guess. The only thing I see playing to that is that her name is Dr. K, or K or whatever, and K is the 11th letter of the alphabet. So that's the only thing I see. My friend Matt and I were talking about this, and he said, well, no, K has different eye color than 11 does, and the Duffer Brothers are usually pretty on top of this type of stuff, so that seems unlikely. Also, it doesn't make sense that Kay would be torturing Hopper unless it's 11 from like a different universe or something. So that's possible, I guess, but in general, I would say this one's probably not that possible. Vecna is Will's dad. Now, as we saw in Max's journey through Vecna's memories and all that, he went to school at the high school at the same time as Hopper and as Joyce specifically. So I've heard some people say, oh man, does this mean that Lonnie's not Will's real dad or something? This also seems unlikely because Vecna / whoever would have been locked up, or not locked up, but at least at the asylum or in the Upside Down when Will was conceived. So that one I'm going to also put on the pretty unlikely. Dart will save Dustin. This is one I heard pretty recently, and I don't even know what to make of it. Dart, for those of you who don't remember, in Season 2, Dustin found a Demodog and named it Dart. And it became kind of a friend to him. Not friend, but it was his pet for a bit, and then it didn't attack them at the end because it had a friendship with Dustin. That I don't think is going to come back, because I'm pretty sure Dart definitively died at the end of Season 2. Unless these things are all just sleeper agents and like they die, but then when the piece of them comes back, they all reanimate. I have no idea, but I'm pretty sure Dart's dead. So that's another one I would put on the pretty unlikely. Right now we're getting into the ones that are, I think, pretty likely. Unfortunately, the Thessal Hydra theory, I'm going to put this on the pretty likely to mid to high likelihood. It does seem weird that they've been building up Vecna for a season and a half now as the big bad, and then in the last 4 episodes they're going to introduce something that's a bigger badder. But the way they have, split up the seasons, that's possible. So I'm not going to, put it besides them. So I think this one's actually pretty likely. A lot of the screenshots, people have been freezing them. It could be them messing with the trailers and doing something to mess with the people. Mess with our expectations. So here's a screenshot of the fireball people are talking about. So yeah, if you look at that fireball, you can kind of see there's something in there, but I don't really know what to make of it. So I think they could be doing some misdirections here, like Hollywood has done in trailers in the past, where they intentionally CGI things in or CGI things out to mess with people. But it does kind of make sense, especially with them finding this ball of energy at the Hawkins lab in the Upside Down. So that one's on the pretty likely scale. Okay, now the one that I think we're all kind of hoping isn't the case, but I'm going to again put this on the pretty likely scale, at least based on the clues we've had so far, is that the entirety of the show is basically Mike coping with the death of his friend Will, who actually did die that first night. That first night back in Season 1, when he, on his bike ride home, maybe got hit by a car or something, and Mike has come up with this whole D&D crazy storyline as a coping mechanism. It would be the ultimate 80s reference, because a similar storyline was used, or a similar series finale was used for the medical drama Saint Elsewhere. Basically, the entire show was just a show. You didn't know anything was going on, and then in the last couple minutes of the final episode, you saw that the entire show was dreamt up by an autistic kid playing with a snow globe. And the dad was like, he's always just dreaming of that snow globe. What's he doing in there thinking about that? So, not to say Mike's autistic or anything, but it would be interesting because the breadcrumbs left since then. I thought there was an interesting line at the end of season 4 when Mike was helping Eleven fight against Vecna and he was talking to her and stuff. He said life started for him the night they found her in the woods, which is almost like that's the starting point of this journey into Fantasyland. It's in a kid's imagination. Mike is kind of the central character, but not. All these things are Dungeons and Dragons related, but not. They're themed from the game and stuff. So it would be very interesting to see how they're going to wrap this up. I sure hope that's not the case, because that's kind of like a bait and switch at the end. Like, hey, then again, does it really matter? Because this stuff all just exists in our imagination anyway. So if the Duffer Brothers come up with a good way to do it, then that would be pretty awesome. But there are some little breadcrumbs left throughout the series that make you think maybe this is just the imagination, especially because Mike is kind of the central character, kind of the voice from the entire thing, even though there's no real narrator. He's the one who ends up with the superpowered girlfriend. It just, I don't know. There are parts leading to it, and I don't know if that's the case or not. I kind of hope it's not, but whatever, we'll see. So what do you guys think? What are some theories you heard that I missed? Please let me know in the comments so we can talk about them, and I will see you back here tomorrow night, on Christmas night. I will be watching the episodes and then having some live reactions, and hopefully we see some familiar faces. Hopefully we see some of these questions get answered. We see what's behind the wall. And, yeah, I'm just excited. So have a great Christmas if you celebrate. Otherwise, just enjoy your Wednesday and Thursday, and I will see you in Hawkins. Or the Upside Down, I guess. Take care.